Hello and welcome to Sands of Signs. This is going to be a overall general reading, a timeless reading. So if it resonates for you, make sure to give it a like, a comment, a subscribe. And if it doesn't, feel free to find another message that could be applying to you. I have many videos on my channel. Okay, so what led me to start this reading has a little bit to do about a dream I had. I had a dream which kind of repeated itself today, and so I've made like a bunch of notes connected with that dream and all the other synchronicities that have come through in tandem with that, and I'm here to bring in a message for you guys. Okay, first of all, starting with the significant zodiac signs, we have Cancer, Aries, Virgo, Pisces, and Libra. And what I didn't notice here is that I accidentally or synchronistically ended up picking two opposites, Aries and Libra, Virgo and Pisces. So this opposition could be significant. Also, the number 2 is very significant here because I also saw the image of two people dancing, like kind of like frogs, like actually like that movie. I think it was The Black Orpheus. It's a Brazilian, like a movie inspired by Brazilian stories or Brazilian culture. So the dream, basically, the only message that I got from the dream was that a locked door opens up a possibility of something left unconscious. So maybe you've closed the door on something, you've locked the door on something, and that is what is opening up a possibility of you leaving something unconscious. It's like you hide something somewhere hoping to forget about it, but you never really forget about it. And that's what this energy is about. And this is something of an energy connected with being cared for, or being taken care of in a way where the other person's presence brings a kind of glamour, a kind of love, and how easy it is for the love to flow. But there's something you've locked out in the process of receiving this dream. So what we're going to do with the tarot is open up the cards and see where is your energy, where is the energy of this other person in the environment, and we're also going to see what is lurking in the unconscious, what is reeking in the unconscious, what is a story wanting to be birthed through this occasion, this interaction. Also, the zodiac sign that I mentioned is significant is Cancer. The half moon is significant, so maybe checking out if any significant occurrence is happening during the half moon. You can check when the last half moon was and see what happened on that date. You may get a significant message connected with what we're going to unpack here. Okay, let's get into it. We are going to be using the Osho deck today. You can see that. At the bottom of the deck we have Breakthrough. At the top we have Lovers, which is very interesting because this is the exact energy I'm seeing with the door that is locked, but through the locking of the door, the opening of the door is a eventuality that has to come. And I did see the two people dancing. It's like a mark on my table. That's where I saw the two people dancing. And I see also the numbers 6 and 7 are significant, where maybe one person is like, because the difference between 6 and 7 is 1, where 6 is a harmony, one person is left out of an equation. There's like a whole group and there's one person out of the equation, out of the collective. Yeah, and this is the person that is bringing healing. We're gonna get into the spread in a bit, but yeah, I'm thinking of this one outsider person that is bringing in, calling in healing to a group of people that believe in something else. It's kind of like that. This outsider energy. This could be you, but I see you bringing in this information from this outsider and providing it to a community. Yeah, that's the rebel energy coming out. This is a skill that you are mastering, and this is what's coming from the unconscious as well. The master. Oh, look, aloneness. It's a quest of aloneness. This rebellion of you stepping out from this collective mindset, breaking out through the unconscious. But I want to know more about the energy of what is locked, and straight up Two of Swords comes out with schizophrenia, because when you lock something out, you are opening something else up through that very action. This could involve children for some of you, opening a portal for children. Mercury is direct now for those of you watching as I'm posting, so the words are coming out much better, and the cards are also flowing a little better. Okay, we've got 3 cards come out with this locked energy. Yeah, I think you are trying to preserve something. Definitely there is an unconscious energy present here, but there's an energy of preservation also very strongly present. You are rooted in your teachings. You are rooted in everything that is bringing you higher learning. You are rooted in, or you are on the path of rooting more and more deeply into your very own unique signature, your own energetic signature. And that's this card, right? That's what I'm reading. And I know change is written here, but I read courage. I read that you have had the ability to be really strong, being alone, being a rebel, being somebody at the fringe. You've had the ability and the strength to be alone, to be resolute. And while there's a lot of victory that you are, I guess, maybe relying on, because being alone, there is a sense of hope present here. But that hope has somewhere turned into a unconscious split energy, where once there was hope, it's reminding me of that quote, which is like, where once the river flowed, now it is barren. It's something like that, where this one place where you generally thought the water is moving, being against the grain of thinking, placing yourself in a particular way, that way is changing. There's an integration happening with, you see here the yin yang is at the center. Here the yin yang is kind of bigger and at the forefront, and this preservation energy is being integrated into an energy where this preservation, this inner and outer, is not going to be needed anymore. You don't have to be split, because before you were preserving your teaching, preserving your knowledge, preserving your learning, preserving everything that you have learned from your story, from your past. You were preserving it, but you don't need to do that anymore. You have reached that high point of embodying your knowledge, but the split is what is actually asking for you to engage with the situation in a creative way, more creatively, choose differently. This preservation energy is holding the codes of deep teachings. Like, I cannot even begin to tell the kind of depth of learning and experience that you have tapped into. You get the 10 of Wands at the bottom, but very easily that experience becomes a burden. I see, all of this wind, air, it becomes, and you see the same air, the same thought that was once so rejoicing has become the thought that is overbearing. So you are purifying air at this time. You're purifying the intellect. These cards are kind of telling us a little bit about the unconscious. So, um, we're gonna get two cards talking about your environment, talking about you. Um, let's let's get the card on your environment. You get prayers and wishes. I feel, yeah, the kind of perceived hostility of the environment. I feel like you can tune in to the capacity of people who are well wishers for you, who are wishing well for you. These could be maybe two friends that you have. These could be um, this could be like a group of friends out of which one friend you really deeply connect with. And this is important to recognize because we did feel an energy where one person was kind of isolated, a rebel, separate. You need to find the one or two people who mirror back your energy and recognize how they are actually well wishers for you in that arena. This may require you to move away for some of you. Um, for some of you, sunsets are significant, sun setting is significant. Um, Maybe, like, spending a lot of time sitting around talking is really beneficial at this time because just these conversations are amounting to a lot of big movements. You're actually putting in a lot of good energy to your wishes when you do that. The environment is seeming lucky for you, and because you've put in all this work, you've seen all of this hardship, and you've been holding your teachings and your values and your resources to a high point. But you are tired of doing that alone, bridging the gap between your teaching and the environment. And the environment is giving you people who are wishing well for you. Oh my god, that's a wishing well, but I thought of it as they are wishing well for you. Yeah, I feel like they are rooting for you in some way, or simply you are rooting for yourself in these environments, and that is an energy which, instead of it coming from a burdensome place, yeah, you can turn that burden around and recognize that there are energies wishing well for you. Yeah, you see that the bottom of the deck we have a woman kind of looking into the water. Ah, this feels like a message. I feel like you have the capacity for bringing the waters of awareness closer for people, and so you can recognize environments where people are doing that. Um, yeah, and these people who are wishing well for you, they can see themselves in you, and you can see them in you, you know? It's like a mirror because that's what you see with this card. You have to recognize that the people who are wishing well, the people who are wishing wrong on you, are a reflection of yourself in some way. I feel like you are operating between a cat and dog energy, like the intuitive energy and the more instinctive energy, I feel. And in this way, I feel like looking at your intuitive realm instead of instinctive realm, because your instinctive realm is sometimes a burden, because you see in this card it's called suppression. It's like all of these thoughts, sometimes our instinct is supplied by ancestral thought, like, okay, I have an instinct to get married, maybe because a whole lineage of people before me were getting married, but maybe my intuition is telling me that it's not yet time to do something like that. And that is, our intuition can sometimes be a little bit of a rebel. And it is important that you are using your intuition, but not using it as a rebellious energy, but more so as a reflective energy. And the moment you use it as a reflective energy, you're going to access a lot of like wish fulfillment, a lot of people kind of wishing well for you, a lot of people with whom you can have collaborations and like-minded conversations. I kept hearing collaborations in my head. So collaborations are a big theme here. And for better collaborations to happen, this unconscious energy can move. And I love how between two people, the unconscious can move them to do such beautiful things as well. Not just painful things, but create a dance piece together. Wow, so many cards fell. Oh my god, and that's it. Create a dance piece together. It's like there's chaos out here. And the unconscious is a way for that dream to also be channeled, because the unconscious also holds the deepest mystery of life. So when we lock it out, when we say that no, it's not gonna happen this way, we have abandoned mystery from our life. We have chosen the preservation of our teachings instead of the free distribution of them. Some of you could be in a tech background. I'm thinking of distributions as in like operating systems. For some of you, you are going through a major upgrade. This schizophrenia feeling is like plaguing you and you're like, I cannot live in this split anymore. It is just so overwhelming. But your intuition, yes, 18. Yes, we've got 18 and 10. This intuition is something that will allow you to really bring in the reality and perspectives of a whole tribe. And your teachings are the ones that are containing this tribe. Instead of you being at the center and your teachings holding you, your teachings have and your guidance has the ability to hold a bigger group of people. Without it, yes, and you get the miser at the bottom instead of just keeping it to yourself. Wow. So yeah, you are clearing the dust from this unconscious story. You are coming more into sharing the experience of your sorrow from a much more mature place. Yeah. Because once you do that, you allow the space for other people to get clear. And then you allow for really good, well-wishing collaborations that don't hold manipulation at the core, that are not using the unconscious as a way of manipulating, but using the unconscious as a way of tapping into mystery. I feel like maybe there's some stress when it comes to this kind of collaboration, some difficulty with this collaboration. Okay. Yeah, the places where you feel like your walls are high in collaborations, there are places where mindfulness, because with this bird kind of flying, I feel like the bird is recognizing that it's in a cage. It's recognizing the value of freedom. It is through recognizing the basic value of freedom that you can really flower in collaborations. Because people abuse the freedom. They abuse the ability to be totally free. They take advantage of the fact that they are free and then they're not really free anymore. In fact, they are caged again. So there is something where you are in a cage, but also recognizing the freedom from the cage. That's that Two of Swords, schizophrenic split energy. And you're recognizing the freedom is the most beautiful opportunity for you to step out of that isolation of just self-preserving, and that freedom is giving you the capacity to interact with a lot of people. I'm seeing it start with one or two, but I'm seeing that there's so many people with whom this collaboration can happen. Yeah, and then you get the Three of Cups and Lovers. Real collaboration from the heart. And it's like kindred souls I'm hearing, who all are rooted in aloneness, who are all rooted in the flowering of themselves and their journey. Yeah. And as that happens, there's a portal that gets opened. As that happens, as you acknowledge and are able to recognize the value of freedom, recognize the value of the person in your life, you recognize the cage you are in, the cage you are fighting. And as you recognize that cage, and you recognize the people who are the walls, the people who are the rods of this cage, you recognize these are the very people that you need to be collaborating with, because they are reflecting to you the fighting within you. I feel like this is an external energy. I feel like maybe there are people who see you holding a certain truth, and they know and they recognize the caging and the entrapment that they are experiencing, and how you bring in an energy to free up certain things. But you can only take action when a person is coming in with the same intention of deep flowering, deep trust, deep union. And as you do that, that is when there's some holy participation that can happen, holy union, holy gatherings, where people value freedom, because those are the people that value consciousness and don't abuse time, don't abuse the resources that are given to you, given to us. Yeah, it's a moment to moment. It's people who are rooted in that lived experience of freedom, instead of the one that involves preserving resources to themselves, but of sharing resources beyond the constraints of one's imagination. Because our imagination can only take us this much, but experience can take us up here. Okay, that was a vague message, but if this resonated for you, drop a comment. I'd love to know what came up for you, and give this video a like if there was a message here that connected with the story you're living. Alright, that's it for today. Have a lovely day ahead, and week, and month, and year.